Toy Story, Cars, Chicken Little, Spider Man 2, Fight Club. What do all of these movies have in common? They have a killer theme song to accompany the movie's score. The late 90s and early 2000s seemed to be the peak of music choices for movies and video games. The option of having one song to represent your movie to its viewers can open up avenues for future profits by creating an unbreakable connection between the two. Many movies from just before and after the turn of the century had the right idea when they included a song that can be associated directly with their film. Music has been a key factor in movie making since the introduction of sound in film. A quote from the book Saying It with Songs, Popular Music and the Coming of Sound to Hollywood Cinema by Catherine Spring shines a light on the thinking of Hollywood executives at the time. As Harry Warner reportedly said on the cusp of his studio's transition to sound, "Who the hell wants to hear actors talk? The music, that's the big plus about this." Music keeps the audience invested in the film while viewing. Movie scores with hard hitting and suspenseful compositions do a good job enough at that, but you aren't going to hear a composition by Hans Zimmer on the radio. A song, original or previously released, that is fit for everyday listening can add the extra flair a film may need. Take Shrek, for example. The movie opens up with the song All Star by Smash Mouth, whose lead singer recently passed away. This song wasn't made for the movie and had already been in another movie called Mystery Men, which failed miserably, making only $33 million in the box office, and it has mostly lost the time. To say Shrek did better in the box office would be an understatement, making over $484 million worldwide in 2001. Obviously, the movie itself has to be perceived well in order for the music used to affect the movie's performance. Another example would be Toy Story with You Got a Friend in Me by Randy Newman. This song was first used in this movie and has since been used in its sequels. Toy Story was very well received, being the number one performing film in 1995, making over $244 million, which, adjusted for inflation to compare to Shrek, has it $200 million behind Shrek. It's not just movies, but also video games. The two biggest examples for me are Sonic Adventure 2 and Crazy Taxi, both on the Sega Dreamcast console. Sonic Adventures 2 uses Live and Learn by Crash 40, an original song made for the game as its main title theme. This is probably the second most recognizable video game theme in the Sonic the Hedgehog series. Sonic Adventure 2 was received quite well at release and still has a relatively active player base. The game was ported to many different consoles, racking up copies sold along the way. I couldn't find an exact number of the revenue on the game, but the ports brought in about $44 million in the United States. As for Crazy Taxi, it brings us to a different use of songs in games. Crazy Taxi is an arcade-style racing simulator. It sold 2.2 million copies in the United States, almost twice the number of copies as Sonic Adventure 2. The game plays the songs as you play the game instead of them simply being a main theme. The most well-known of the game would be All I Want by The Offspring. Other games use music in the same way as Crazy Taxi. Most of them are arcade-style racing games like the Need for Speed series. My personal favorite from the Need for Speed series is Need for Speed Most Wanted, which has a large collection of music from hip-hop and nu metal artists that match the game energy perfectly. Personally, I can't separate the music from the game. Anytime I hear one, I can't help but feel the need to play the game again. Whenever I hear any of these songs, it instantly makes me think of the piece of media and brings me back to the first time I played or watched it. We should be using songs in a way that doesn't necessarily drive the plot or direction, but instead can support it by giving the audience something that will stick with them forever. 5 to 10 years after they first watch the movie or play the game, they may hear that song on the radio or in the grocery store and remember that game or movie. And if they still don't have the movie or game, it may cause them to purchase it again. When you create a lasting impression, you create lasting fans. It is extremely beneficial to have one or more songs to represent your movie or game to its consumers because it can open up avenues for future profits by creating an unbreakable connection between the two. Some more modern examples. Most recently, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie features two songs as key points in the story, or at least they play in key points of the stories. One of them is Iris by the Google Dolls. Google Dolls? Fuck. One of them is Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls from the Dizzy Up the Girl album. The other is Like a Prayer by Madonna. Both of these songs are very impactful during the movie. Another more recent one was The Batman with that guy from Twilight. Its main theme is Something in the Way from Nirvana's Nevermind album. While it isn't the original version, it still is very impactful and does suit the movie very much. Now, slightly less recently than The Batman is Iron Man 2008 with Robert Downey Jr. It features as its main title theme Iron Man by Black Sabbath. Another less recent movie would be 2007's Transformers with Shia LaBeouf. This movie has two songs in it that are meant to be... Fuck. Don't know if you can tell, but this part isn't scripted. Another less recent movie is 2007's Transformers with Shia LaBeouf. This movie has two songs in it. The one that is most known to other people is What I've Done by Linkin Park. Unfortunately, I don't have that song on CD. But the other song in it is Doomsday Clock by the Smashing Pumpkins on their Zeitgeist album, which unfortunately is not available on any streaming platforms. You can find grainy, old, crusty uploads on YouTube of the album, but that's about as far as you're going to get to do it the legal way when it comes to streaming it. You can purchase it. I got that one off of eBay. The only other way you can get it would be to pirate it, and I don't endorse piracy. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening to me ramble about this random topic. I actually made this essay over a year ago, overnight. I was on a VC with my friends, and I think I had just shown my friend Chicken Little. Yeah, with One Little Slip by the Barenaked Ladies. And it got me thinking about how modern movies don't really do that as often anymore, at least, big box office movies. Smaller movies still tend to do it. I don't watch too many small films unless they're older. Haven't really watched a lot of new films, if I'm being honest. One of my favorite childhood movies is Over the Hedge, which has a lot of music. I think almost the entire soundtrack was made by Ben Folds, great artist. Rockin' the Suburbs, love that song. I prefer the normal version to the movie version, but Family of Mine is... Oh, not Family of Mine. Family of Me is a very good song. That's about it for this video. I'll maybe make another video. Don't know. I've got like 10 videos on my channel, and most of them are just me dicking around. It's the only one I've actually taken kind of serious. Although, probably should have gotten a teleprompter instead of having a laptop sitting there with a teleprompter app on it. Probably saw me looking down at it the whole time. I'll do better next time. Well, see ya.